Lauren Webb here, and I'm really excited about our guest speaker for this video. His name is Sterling, and he is a pharmacist. He's also on the medical advisory team with Beneve, and he got to work firsthand with the manufacturers for these three brand new products we're getting ready to launch: the electrolytes, the gut health, and the weight loss specific supplement. So with his background in this field, he's going to give us some information about the science behind the products, the ingredients in the products, and you guys are going to love it. So take a listen.
My name is Sterling Harpst. I am a licensed and registered pharmacist by training. I also serve on the medical and scientific advisory board for Beneve. And so what I wanted to do today was come on and talk about the three new products that we've recently released, talk about some of the ingredients, how they work, and some of the differentiators compared to some other products that are in the marketplace. So the first product that I wanted to touch on are the Accelerate electrolytes. This is a fantastic product, and the premise of an electrolyte drink is to replenish the nutrients and electrolytes that have been lost due to working out, sweating, exercising, all the good things we should be doing, right? And the analogy I often use is when you look at a car engine. The reason the car engine can function appropriately for years and years and years is because the oil in that engine is lubricating all the parts and pieces to allow it to function as it should. Very, very similar with our bodies. The level of hydration that we have is going to contribute significantly to how efficiently and effectively our organs are performing inside of our body. And so as we look at the electrolyte composition, our drink, the first and foremost important ingredient in there is trace minerals, otherwise known as concentrates. And I could spend 15 minutes or more talking specifically about concentrates, but essentially it's 72 ionic trace minerals sourced from Utah's Great Salt Lake. And our bodies are deficient in many of the minerals that are in this formulation. So even if we're eating fruits and vegetables and all of the quality food we should, the level of electrolytes and nutrients present in today's food, as well as the soil that they're grown in, has decreased significantly over time. It looks very different today than it would have 100 years ago. And so the quality and quantity of those nutrients have decreased. Additionally, we drink distilled, purified, and reverse osmosis water. So while that's clean, what we're doing is we're stripping a lot of important minerals out of the water that we were intended to consume. And so if they aren't in our soil, they aren't in our water, they aren't in our food, then they're not in our body. And what that means is we're going to be deficient in them. And as a result, our body searches for that by having cravings. We oftentimes crave for high sugar meals, high calorie foods. And that's the body's attempt to say, I'm missing things that I need to function. And so when we think about those nutrients, what they look like, we often think macro. We think, your sodium, your potassium, kind of the bigger macro nutrients, but we're missing a lot of the micro minerals and the trace minerals that we don't need a lot of, but we do need for our body to function appropriately. These cannot be synthesized by the body, they cannot be manufactured by the body, and they have to be introduced by external sources. Things like boron, chromium, iodine, chloride. A lot of these things are required by our cells, chloride specifically. Every cell in our body needs chloride in order to survive, and it has to be at the right dose. So trace minerals is providing those micro essential minerals that we are missing in our bodies on a regular basis. Very, very powerful product. The second one would be Aquaman F. This is a source of calcium, and it is natural. It's sourced actually from calcareous marine algae in the North Atlantic seabed. So very cool how a lot of these are based out of ocean or natural water sources. But calcium is obviously important for strong bones and teeth, muscle contraction, relaxation. It's involved in the clotting pathway, helps send and receive nerve signals, and facilitates hormone release. So Aquaman F is a natural source of calcium that we're using in the drink. Solar Sea is another trademarked ingredient. The first two are trademarked. Solar Sea is trademarked as well. This one also comes from the Great Lakes of Utah, and it delivers sodium and chloride. And when you combine those two things, it's essentially table salt. And as you think about sweating and exercising, that's what we lose during sweat. And sodium chloride is helpful for maintaining pH levels. Chloride, I talked about, is important for the regular flow of nutrients into and out of cells. And it also is really important for hydration. So as our small intestine absorbs those minerals, it allows for the water to follow it. And that helps prevent dehydration within the body and maintain homeostatic fluid balance. We also have coconut water. This is very rare to find in the industry. There's very few drinks that have this, but coconut water is a nutrient-rich choice for hydration. Very low in calories, but it contains vitamin C, has a lot of antioxidant properties, and it also serves to rehydrate the skin. I think it also provides a wonderful flavor as well to the drink. And lastly, I'd touch on is magnesium. Magnesium is the fourth most abundant mineral in the entire body. 50% of that's found in your bones, 50% of it's found in your cells, and it's necessary for over 300 biochemical reactions in the body. It's majorly important for sleep, and it's essential for producing ATP, which is your energy source for the body. Cool stat. In 2000, there was a study that 68% of Americans were deficient in magnesium. And now people are suspecting it could be closer to 80%. And why is that? Well, we talked about the soil decreasing in its magnesium composition. Stress reduces your magnesium. Medication use and alcohol can reduce magnesium as well. So when you put all those ingredients together, we're essentially providing a powerhouse of nutrient and electrolyte enhancement to replenish the body from all the things that we lose. The next product I'll touch on is our gut health, our G3. So the first ingredient is inulin, which is a dietary fiber. This is a soluble fiber that can be found in plants. It actually acts as a prebiotic, but it supports healthy gut flora by feeding positive gut bacteria. It converts into a short chain fatty acid, which nourishes the colon cells. It actually slows the digestion of sugars, which is important in improving overall blood sugar levels. It also it also supports the feeling of being full for longer. So gastric emptying is something you may be familiar with. It slows gastric emptying, which means food stays in your stomach for longer and you don't have the need to have more food because you still feel full. And it also can help reduce your appetite through the GLP-1 pathway, which we'll talk about more later. Another ingredient in our G3 is L-lysine butyrate, which is called Biomend. This is a trademarked ingredient, very, very powerful in the supplement industry. There's a lot of talk that this could be the ingredient of the year. It's that big of a deal, but it's the first patent pending branded tasteless butyrate on the market. And if you know anything about butyrates, everyone knows they're beneficial, but the challenge has been they taste terrible, they smell terrible, and they don't dissolve very well. And what Biomen does is it brings that 4-carbon short chain fatty acid and it brings it into the body and disseminates it evenly. And so it's actually produced by gut bacteria during the fermentation of dietary fibers, but its purpose is it's a source of energy for colonocytes, which are the cells lining the colon, and helps to maintain the integrity of the gut. And so leaky gut syndrome is something you may have heard of, contributes to a lot of disease that we have. And by feeding those cells and making sure they're strong and working effectively, it maintains that integrity. It also contributes significantly to immune function. So both your innate immune response and your adaptive immune response, it's also been shown to support regulation of cytokines, which impacts immune homeostasis. So very important component of immunity. I talked a little bit about why it's unique. Its composition, it's formulated as L-lysine. Its excellent solubility and ensures consistent dispersion and distribution, which again separates it from a lot of the other butyrates that are on the market, especially being tasteless and without a smell. One of the other ingredients I'm really excited for is bovine colostrum. So colostrum is known as liquid gold. It's the milk that comes from cows in the first 48 to 72 hours after giving birth. It's one of nature's first foods. There's over 5,000 research studies that attest to the benefits of bovine colostrum in human health. Everything from gut health, hair and skin, metabolism, cognition, sleep, aging, exercise performance, lots of different areas that colostrum provides a benefit. And the antibody level in bovine colostrum can be 100 times higher than levels that are in regular cow's milk. So very, very important part of our G3. We also talk about yogurt culture probiotics. That's a big thing. People take prebiotics, probiotics, you're getting both in this product. From a short-term standpoint, probiotics help relieve diarrhea, constipation, and stomach pain. But from a long-term standpoint, it contributes to an overall healthy digestive system, gut health, bowel regularity, and stomach discomfort. Big picture, if you zoom out, the gut has been found in recent years to be a massive component of health. And it's a part of what's known as the gut-brain axis, which is a complex of a network of nerves, chemicals, and microbes that allow for two-way communication between the brain and the gut. And it connects the CNS with the ENS in the gut. And that network allows for the brain to influence gut activity and for the gut to influence things like mood, cognition, and mental health. And the other thing that I would say is by having a healthy gut, you're ensuring that you're absorbing what you should. We could spend all day long taking different supplements, different additives that are supposed to be good for us. But if we don't have a healthy gut, we're not absorbing those minerals and nutrients that are important for our health as effectively as we could. And so enhancing our overall gut health is going to contribute to that. The last product we're talking about today is the Stack 3. And basically, it's a powerful combination of natural ingredients that's meant to support the natural production of your own body's GLP-1 hormone. And GLP-1, I could, again, go into a whole lecture about the impacts of this, but GLP-1 is essential for blood sugar control. It's essential for your appropriate insulin response. It slows gastric emptying, as we talked about, and then it also decreases cravings. And some of the ingredients that we have in here that are really powerful. One is Ceylon cinnamon. This is the primary ingredient in Ceylon cinnamon is cinnamaldehyde, and that supports the anti-inflammatory pathway in the body. It's a potent ingredient that has antioxidants, which help handle free radicals, which are very dangerous for your body and contribute to a lot of disease. Studies suggest that Ceylon cinnamon helps support increased GLP-1 concentrations, decreased insulin concentrations, and healthy blood sugar levels. So, a very important component of the Stack 3. We also have Gymnema sylvestre leaf extract. This is known as the natural sugar destroyer. It supports lowered blood sugar levels and reduced sugar cravings, and it does this by blocking the sweet receptors in your taste buds. So gymnemic acid actually has been shown to support suppressed tastes of sugar, as well as reducing the rate at which sugar and fat are absorbed into the body. It again supports the stimulation of GLP-1 secretion in your enteroendocrine cells. It supports the regulation of insulin and glucagon levels, which is your sugar response after you intake a meal. It also helps support fat breakdown and overall appropriate sugar levels. And the last ingredient is Actazin, which is a kiwi fruit extract. This is also a trademarked ingredient. It contains actinidin, which is an enzyme found in kiwis, which supports the breakdown of proteins, which helps improve overall digestion and nutrient absorption. It also contains high fiber, which helps support gut health, as we've already talked about before, which helps support regular bowel movements and decreases in constipation. And it also acts as a prebiotic. So it feeds healthy intestinal bacteria and may increase the effectiveness of probiotic supplements. So that's what I had for the three different products we're putting out. I hope this was valuable to you. Please feel free to post any questions that you might have. These are going to be a very, very exciting addition to the Accelerate line. I can't wait for you to try.